You guys, okay. The new episode of Cupful of Justice is out, and I'm here to give you just like a brief recap. So, Mandy Matney, Liz Farrell, and Eric Bland, the gang, as I like to call them, recorded their episode the other day, and they did a recap of week 2 of the Russell Laffittee trial. So I was like, okay, I covered the case every day and gave everybody a rundown, so there's not going to be anything new. Well, I was sadly mistaken. Here's the thing. I covered the case, or I followed the case by reading Drew Tripp's live tweets all day in court as it happens, right? And that works out great for me. But there's little tidbits of information that obviously is not word for word. He can't tweet everything. And so Mandy and the gang filled in a lot of the holes. And I was like, oh, I had not realized this and I had not realized that. Of course, because these videos are made just like off the top of my head with no notes. I can't remember any of those points right now. So definitely go listen to Cupful of Justice. The one thing that I do remember is that at one point, the judge had made everybody stop and like, wait, let's go over some of this information, blah, blah, blah. And so while he was rehashing, one of the things the judge apparently said was that like, just because the bank reimbursed the money that they stole, that doesn't mean that the charges get dropped. Because he was like, in that case, there would be no bank robbery. You could just rob a bank, pay the money back, and then poof, the crime goes away. But what are my dogs doing behind me? That's not how that happens. So, yeah, it looks like the judge is looking at Russell like, boo, you going to prison. Girls, calm down. These dogs are out of their minds. So we all know Russell's going to prison. But here's the other thing. Because he recorded some of the conversations that he had with his sister and his dad, which was an indication that the board of the bank knew what he was up to, he might not get convicted on some of the fraud charges. I had not gathered that from reading the live tweets of the case, but Mandy and the gang gathered that from being there and watching the court case live. So if Russell is convicted of everything, he could go to prison for like a max of 180 years. They think he's going to get off on the fraud charges. So he's still going to go down for it says 30 years per charge. So I guess there are 4 charges or whatever. Maybe he gets 60 years max and then he serves 15, 20. I could live with that. Ladies, stop barking. Do you have dogs? I have dogs. I have 2 dogs. They're vicious, so don't come to my house. But they're super, super cute and they like to bark at each other, especially when I'm talking to you. Anyway, aside from all of that, wait, if they'll cooperate, I'll bring them up here so you can see them because they're very, very cute. Anyway, so it had never crossed my mind that Russell might not be found guilty of every charge. But Mandy and the gang think that maybe he'll get off. Girls, come here. Come here. Come here. The people want to see you. See? Look at all that cuteness. She's barking. Where's your sister? Okay, the other one will be here in a minute. It's like they're trying to drive me out of my mind. Okay, stop. Don't. Been kissed by a dog. Okay, this video has gone wildly. Wait, here's the other dog. Come here. Come here, Daisy. Here's the other dog, okay? See, that's who I'm talking to. Now go someplace. Stop barking at your sister. Oh my God, this video is wildly off the rails. Okay, but more Murdaugh murders information. So he might not get convicted of everything, which I had not anticipated, but he's very likely to do some jail time. Here's the other thing. They were saying that, Eric was saying that a good defense or a good attorney, a defense attorney, you put your client up there on Friday. He's like, we live in terror of Fridays. And then hopefully you're done by Friday at lunchtime. And then after lunch, your client can be cross-examined. But this lawyer spent all day Friday doing direct examination of Russell Laffittee. And so where Emily Limehouse might have had to go up and cross-examine him, maybe not fully prepared, now she has all weekend to rehash her case and go over word by word, point by point, everything that he said. And so now on Monday morning, everybody is fresh. They're like, tick-tock, We got turkeys defrosting. I haven't bought the sage for the stuffing yet. Grandma and them coming to town. I got to get the extra bedroom made up because my cousins and them are coming. Like, people have things to do. If they're smart, right? Emily Limehouse will cross-examine Russell for all day Monday, maybe half a day Monday, and then Tuesday is jury instructions and closing arguments. Tuesday afternoon, they deliberate, hopefully come to a conclusion with max, Wednesday max. I'm telling you, maximum Wednesday afternoon. This thing is done and dusted. And then Russell can go cry in his pumpkin pie because he's going down. Even if he's not convicted of all the charges, he's going down. Here's the other thing that I had not realized. In their testimony, because it's clear that the bank knew he was doing wrongdoing, that opens the bank up to liability. So Russell's dad and his sister, who were on the bank board, they won't go to jail. But this bank is very clearly getting sued for their negligence. Eric Bland is going to sue them. Justin Bamberg is going to sue them. Everybody is going to sue them. So that bank is in big trouble and has exposed themselves to major, major liability. Oh, gosh, I'm remembering all these things. Lord, this video is going to be too long, but I just got to tell you what's going on. The other thing, though, is that apparently when the Plyler sisters, when they were like scrounging and trying to get their money together, and Russell was off spending their money to put a swimming pool in his house or redo his kitchen and all that madness, the girls, the Plyler sisters, bounced a $400 check to the emergency vet because their dog had like a hospital emergency in the middle of the night and they had to do payment right then and the check bounced. Here's the thing. When the check comes into the bank can look at it and say, yes, I'm going to clear this check. No, I'm not going to clear this check. Well, the bank was like, you don't have the money. So they bounced the check, which meant down there in South Carolina, if you bounce a check, then you got 10 days to make it right, or you get hauled into the magistrate's office or whatever. Meanwhile, Alec was $365,000 in overdraft, and the bank was just clearing his checks. How is that even fair? How is that even close to fair? I tell you what, I'm going to write a check tomorrow, and I'm just going to pay off my house, right? Oh, here we go. Here's a check. Here, bank, I'm just going to pay off my house. Now, I don't have money in that account to pay off my house, but I can make this month's mortgage payment, but just to pay off the house free and clear, pay off the whole mortgage, I don't got that cash. If I write that check, you think my bank is just going to clear the check and be like, don't worry about it, girl, we get you later. Don't worry about interest. Don't worry about late fees, nothing. No, they are not. And if I didn't make it right away, they would come and take my house. But that didn't happen to Alec Murdaugh. So on that alone, I can't decide if I need to open an account at a community bank or if all those folks need to go to jail and pay fines and whatever else. Word on the street, though, is that members of the family want to sell the bank. And after this debacle, I suspect the bank might be sold. Maybe I'll buy it. It's going to be the K.L. Woodsy Savings and Loan Community Bank. Then I could pay off my house. All right, I should probably go feed these dogs so they stop barking at me and at y'all. Lord, this video was a mess. Okay, but you get the idea of what's going on. You have a great weekend, and if I don't talk to you before then, enjoy your turkey and happy Thanksgiving. Bye.